All right, welcome everyone. I am Shane Callahan, founder of Endurance Wealth Planning, and with us today we have BK. Why don't you introduce yourself and we'll talk a bit more about ourselves.
Sounds good. I am BK or Benjamin Martin. I am a loan officer with Alliance Mortgage Group. We are a local broker and co-host of the Double Dragon podcast. So looking forward to getting things off of the ground. This is our inaugural event. So we're looking forward to your comments too. Tell us what we can do to improve.
Exactly. Yep, and as you said, this is our first episode. Who knows if anyone will actually see this or not, or a million people will follow it one day. Who knows? Maybe it'll be in the Smithsonian or in the trash bin. Somewhere between the two. So, and the purpose of these shows, what we want to get out of it is just talk about wealth and growing wealth. And for me, that means a lot of different things. It means not only your financial wellness, but it also means your physical and spiritual and mental health and wellness and all that. And I think that's super important now that we're beginning middle of March of 2021. We're almost a year in of the pandemic, hopefully the only one we'll ever see, but who knows. So yeah, I think, every episode we'll have a different exciting topic, bring in guests, and there'll probably be more exciting guests than myself or both of us, we'll see. And just revolve around, enjoying your life, and building, the various facets of wealth. Again, that mental, spiritual, if you want to become a real estate, mogul, however you pronounce that.
Mogul.
Exactly. Or you want to have a lot of, money in bank investments. If the fire mentality, you want to retire early, have that financial independence, whatever that means, we'll figure that out and try to help people along and just give people ideas and maybe a conduit for people to connect with each other. So yeah. So anything else you wanted to add to that, BK?
Yeah, I think the only thing I would want to add is that I'm looking forward to this. Shane and I are both really big on being connectors in general. And I think this is just an opportunity that we have to connect more people with more people. And I think that that's just a big focus of both of our businesses. Neither one of us are, looking to be making whatever amount of money. We're just looking to help people and connect people and to be that support. And this is an opportunity that we have to get some information out there and help educate you guys on what's going on. So if there's something that's on your heart or on your mind that you are burning, really want to hear a discussion on or have an expert get brought in, please leave that in the comments below. Let us know what that is. We'll get some contact information at the end of the show as well, so you can reach out to us. But we would absolutely love to hear from you and get some feedback from you guys so we can be better webcasters and connectors in general.
Yeah, that's a good point. If people want to see something in terms of guests or topics, or they want to be on the show, who knows? We have an email, and we'll put up here on the bottom of the screen. It's doubledragon@endurancewealthplanning.com. Number of reasons why we're using that domain. One is, regulatory, myself being a financial advisor, financial planner, technically investment advisor representative, Series 65. We'll go into what that means down the road, but I need to have, just for compliance reasons, things archived and monitored just to keep the regulatory people happy and follow the rules. So that's what we'll do. But we're gonna, like I said, talk about a wide range of topics and just nothing specific. We're not going to try to sell you on on products or you should be doing this or that. Just giving you ideas. And especially in my world, every situation is so different. I mean, the same thing with you, BK. You're shaking your head, I know. One mortgage vehicle or one investment vehicle might be great for one person, but it could be horrible for the next person. Even on paper, if the numbers are the same, they might not work for each person just because your goals are different and your aspirations and where you are in your life, things like that. So definitely no recommendations. We'll just get some good information, have some fun, and we'll go from there.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah. I think one thing, I thought about talking about today is something we can both have can talk about is fees. So that's a tricky subject, I think, because especially in my world, there's this huge movement to lower fees. Your Schwabs and Fidelities of the world, and those companies, it's all zero trades. And on TV on for mortgage, commercials could be the national companies or your local companies. It's all about we have the lowest fees or no points or this points or things like that. So one thing I talked about, and I heard someone talking about this the other day, and I think the point is fees are very relevant to the overall situation. If you're trying to grow wealth, you don't want to be cheap all the time or frugal. Sometimes you need to spend a little money to get that value, and that's what it's all about. It's getting that value out of it. In my world, it's right. If one investment has a 0.5% fee and the next investment has a 1% fee, well, it doesn't mean the 1% fee is worse. You need to look at the overall situation. So if that 0.5% vehicle is going to return 6% or potentially, right, with a 5.5% fee, you have 5.5% return. But if that more expensive solution has a 1%, but if it returns 10, now you have a 9% return net. Well, I'm going with that 9% return every day. Obviously you want to do your due diligence and all that type of stuff, but that's, fees are very specific to that situation. I'm sure it's similar in your world too.
It is. We get a lot of rate shoppers in our industry, and one of the things that we want to educate our industry on is educate people on within it is that the interest rate is not the end all be all. The conversation that you have with your loan officer, whoever that may be, is the important part. If you have a loan officer who's willing to take the time, sit down with you and talk to you about your strategies and about what you're trying to accomplish, and then kind of make, not recommendations, of course, but make propositions based on the conversation that you had. Okay, I heard you say that you're interested in getting cash out. Great, let's look at what that looks like for you. And then you make a decision based on the options that are presented in front of you. Instead of, well, who's got the cheapest interest rate? Or the cheapest fees, or the cheapest whatever. Because that may not be the best scenario for you, even if it is the quote unquote cheapest. There might be an alternative scenario that in the longer run is going to be cheaper for you. So I think that's an important thing to keep in mind. And again, it ties perfectly into what you were just talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And that could be a good topic. We can dive in more down the road, just talk about, the fee structures and what that means in individual cases and what are some of those pros and cons to each of them. Let's talk about, the other thing I think we should talk about is to kind of our philosophies in business and in life, and a little bit about ourselves. For me, my philosophy is my background in large data for big companies before financial planning. And so I like to have all my information down and kind of making that plan. And that's what my business revolves around, is making those plans. Put down your goals, at least those that you know of right now. Not all, you're not going to know every goal, every situation in life, but that's why you put those goals down, you make those plans, and then you adjust them as you go along. So, I think I'm not big into, solutioning right away or those products. It's all about figuring out what that situation is and moving forward. I like to having that flexibility. I'm not that type that likes to be locked in or locked down on certain things. That's just mine. And, my business, it's, been a financial advisor. I should probably done some research before, probably 7 years or so at this point, professionally. Does, I've done a lot of studying on personal financial habits and financial management, and that has led into that fee-only financial planning world, where you're paying a very flat, transparent fee for advice, either managing investments or just general financial information. So that's where, and because of that, we touch on a lot of different aspects of clients' lives. They're calling about, hey, we're thinking about refinancing. What should we do? We're thinking about moving, or should we take out the, how much money should we save for our kids' college? So just things like that. So those are just, ideas of things that we can run with down the road and see how it goes.
Definitely. I'll share a little of my philosophy too, and our audience is probably well aware. We're probably pretty well aligned as far as our philosophy goes. Otherwise, we wouldn't necessarily be sitting here doing a webcast together. But yeah, so just a little bit about myself and who I am, and I'll throw over to Shane for a little bit more. But I started off in the credit union world, and to this day, I love credit unions. I think a credit union might be an awesome opportunity for an interview later on in the future as well, just because of the philosophy that they have. And I was able to take that credit union mindset and that credit union philosophy and put it into my business. So I'm a W-2 employee with Alliance Mortgage Group. However, I'm basically self-employed because the business that I bring in is the business that I get paid on. If I don't bring any business in, I don't make anything. So that gives me the tenacity and the desire to help as much as possible anybody. And what I found I needed to do is I needed to switch to a broker shop. And that's where I'm at now. So I've got 30 different lenders that I can work with that I can, again, find the right solution for you. So I'm not tied to one underwriter or one retail company. I'm able to say, hey, there's 30 different options out there. Let's say you're self-employed. Okay, this person is really interested in this. Investor is really good at self-employed. They write them really well. Or let's say you're, an investment, somebody who's looking to buy investment properties. Fantastic. This lender over here gets those inside and out. They've got some fantastic products just specifically for investors. And you start to just kind of pick and choose the different people based on the scenario that your clients have. That's what being a broker is, and how essentially I put food on the table for my family. So when it comes to family, I have 4 kids. I always have to think about it because I feel like the number is constantly changing. I have a 7-year-old boy, a 5-year-old boy, a 3-year-old girl, and a 2-year-old boy. And I've been married since 2007. So we just celebrated 13 years and went to the Brown Palace and got a little break from life a couple weeks ago. That was the life.
With 4 kids, I'm sure you don't get out as much as you want to or used to be able to.
Yeah, and when you do get out, it's like, okay, I'm the manager of a 3-ring circus. You sit down, you drink, you don't bother the waitress.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Yeah, and I think one thing I'd love to touch on future episodes is one commonality that we have, which I think for me at least, when we met about a year ago, really had that connection was both our kids and our families come from adoption, kind of different paths, but same idea in terms of the adoption world, and it's its own little universe that a lot of people know exists but really don't know the ins and outs. So again, I think that's something that will be really cool to focus on down the road and just provide some information to people and some resources also. Cool. Well, let's see. Did you have anything else you want to finish up with, BK?
Just that I'm really excited for what we got going, and I look forward to doing more of these. I think we decided that our structure was we were going to try and do twice a month for this, so we'll put out some content. and we're going to try and be consistent and put it out every 2 weeks. So I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be fantastic.
Exactly. All right. Well, great talk, and we'll see you on the next episode, and we'll get bigger and better from here. Thanks, everyone.